Good morning, my dear students. Let us start with the pronouns. Next types. We have already covered what are pronouns and how to segregate its 8 types. I told you a shortcut also, that's PP RRIIDE, which is a shortcut to remember that there are 8 kinds of pronouns and they are naming. P stands for personal, P stands for possessive, R stands for reflexive, R stands for relative, I stands for indefinite, I stands for interrogative, D stands for demonstrative, E stands for emphatic. Are we clear? So today in the previous video we have already covered personal, possessive, reflexive and emphatic. Today we will be covering relative, interrogative, indefinite and demonstrative. So let's get started. So the fifth type is relative pronoun. Relative pronoun. Relative means in relation. For example, your relatives. So that's what is relative pronoun. Basically, what do you mean by relative pronouns? The pronouns which shows the relation or refers to an earlier nouns. We'll see what do you mean by earlier nouns with the help of example. For the time being, the relative pronouns that we use are who, whom, whose, which and that. Whom, who, whom, whose, which and that. So these 5 pronouns, if you see in a sentence, definitely they are relating to the relative pronoun. Let's see now with the help of sentence, what do you mean by that? For example, the woman whom I met yesterday was kind person. For example, the woman whom I met yesterday was a kind person. Understand? I am talking about a character. I have introduced a character, the woman, and what I am telling her about, whom I met yesterday was a kind person. Now see, here we are having 2 characters, the woman and I. So we are having 2 characters here, the woman and I. Clear? Now the pronouns which shows the relation or refer to an earlier noun. Who is earlier? The woman, because I am talking about the woman whom I met yesterday was a kind person. So this whom is referring to the woman I am talking about. I met yesterday. That is why these words are known as relative pronouns. Are we clear? What do you mean by relative pronouns? That how they are shown in the picture, like how they are given into it normally. Clear with this? The woman whom I met yesterday was a kind person. Are we clear? Even we can take another example, or sometimes see, it's very important to know punctuations in this. Actually, I am talking about the woman whom I met yesterday was a kind person. Understand why I put this commas. This woman I introduced, whom I met yesterday is another part, and she was kind is another part. That is why the commas are being put. You need to understand this. The woman we have introduced, whom I met yesterday is one, because I am talking about the woman. What kind of lady she was? She was a kind person. So that's why we have put the commas in this. We can have, for example, Mohini, whose book I have taken has come to take it. Understand now? For timing I am not putting the comma. Understand? I am introducing again a character Mohini, and how Mohini is related to I, how they are in relation, that I took the book of somebody. Who is that somebody? Whose book I have taken? I have taken Mohini's book. So Mohini, whose book I have taken, has come to take it. Who has come to take it? Mohini. So about whom I am talking here? Mohini. Who came to take the book? That's Mohini. And whose book I have taken? Mohini. Clear? So now what we will do, after Mohini we put the comma, because Mohini we have introduced the character. Whose book I have taken, sentence is complete in itself. Whose book I have taken has come to take it. So this is the relation again. Mohini, whose book I have taken, one part, has come to take it. That's another part. This is how you will put. So in relative pronouns, it's very, very important to put comma. Are we clear? So whose, whom, which are these kinds. Now understand the important difference. Where you will be using whose, whom, whose, and like that. For example, who is always used for subjective cases. Whose is always used for possessive cases. And whom is used for objective cases. For example, the woman whom, because woman here is acting as a subject. Now I am using whom I met as the object. That is why I have used who. Similarly, Mohini, whose. So basically Mohini possessive case. Why? Whose book? Whose book I have taken? Mohini's book. So that is why possessive case is coming here as whose, and whom I have used as the objective case. Okay, that is why I written the woman whom I met. Even we can write the woman who I met yesterday, or it sounds bitter, like, because women whom, because I have to discuss about the objective case. Who begins, that even not a problem, you can use that. That is not the case. So who, whom, whose are used for persons, definitely. Which and that are used for things, for sure. And which is used for animals also. Though animals are living, but we use which. The horse which won the race yesterday died today. The horse which won the race yesterday died today. So horse, comma, which won the race yesterday, comma, died today. Are we clear? So this form are known as relative forms, relative pronouns. Clear with this? Next is your interrogative pronouns. Now understand interrogation. Police has taken the person for interrogation. The police has taken the person for interrogation. So what do you mean by interrogation? Interrogation means to question. So interrogative pronouns are those pronouns which are used for asking questions. Which are used for asking questions. Yeah, you know, in questions we have WH family. WH family. I am not talking about WHO. I am talking about WH family. W basically what, who, which, where, when. H stands for how. Right? That is why we talk about WH family. So question. It's a type. I think you have already done it. So in this we never use how. I'll discuss why. We use what, which, who, whose, whom. What, which, who, whose, whom. Clear with this? Now, what is always used for generic form? I am talking about generally. What is the task given to you? So, I am talking about generally. That is what is the meaning of interrogative pronouns in case of using what. What is used for general purpose? Which is used for person or thing. Which is your book? So I am talking about which is your book. Are we clear? Who, whose, whom stands for a person. Who, whose, whom stands for a person. That is very, very important. What did you say? Which person you are talking about? Which animal you are talking about? Which book you are talking about? Clear? Who? Who are you talking about? Who you are talking about? So this what are the examples of interrogative pronouns. Are we clear with this? Next important thing in interrogation is we have some words called compound interrogative pronouns when we add ever at the end of it. Understand how? For example, whatever, whoever, whichever, whomever. It sounds bit awkward, but yes, indeed we are having this words whatever, whoever, whichever, and whomever. Basically, these words these words come into the picture when we are having this of the proper things, like when we are surprised. When we are surprised. Great. When we are having a confusion. Okay. Confusion, and when we are having irritation. When you are having irritation about something. In the question form I am talking, okay. For example, whatever the person wants to do. So that's the question. Whatever the person wants to do, you have not problem. Surprise. Or you are not bothered about. Clear with this? Next, confusion. In confusion we can say, call whoever you want to call. Whoever you want to call, call. Whoever you want to call. That's a question. Whoever means you are confused. Whom you will be calling. Irritation. Whomever you want to call. Means again you are irritated because somebody may be asking you again and again whom you are calling, whom you are calling, whom you are calling. So what is your reply? Whomever you want to call. So question. Whomever you are calling, make sure that person is there in the class. Whomever you are calling, make sure he is not notorious. Whomever you are calling, make sure he is kind. So this shows the questions in the form of compound interrogative pronouns, where ever will be used. So don't get surprised with this. Next important, what, which, whose are used as adjectives too. I think you know it very well about it. So if I talk about what, which and whose, they are used as adjective. Means they'll be coming before a noun. For example, what book you are talking about, or which book you are talking about, or whose book you are talking about. So this all shows adjectives here because they are coming before noun. If what, who, which is coming before noun, that becomes adjective. Who is doing work, then it becomes a pronoun. Which is your city, that is again a pronoun. What is your name, that is again a pronoun, because we are asking to a person, we are giving a relation, we are asking to a question to a person, what is your name, that becomes a pronoun. But if what, which, whose appear before a noun, then it becomes the adjective. Are we clear? Next, what is also used for exclamatory? What a beautiful scene. What an amazing art. They are example where we put exclamation. For example, what an amazing art, exclamation. So what here is not standing as the question. It's like you are surprised, you are happy, you are like good, you are feeling good with what is happening. You are amazed, you are surprised, okay, you feel very happy, okay. So what an amazing art is an example of exclamation. Clear with this? Any doubt anyone is having with relative pronouns and interrogative pronouns? Clear? Next type is type 7 and 8, that's demonstrative and indefinite. You will see the difference. Why I have taken them? I have taken them purposely together to differentiate something. Next is indefinite pronouns, and next is demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns. Let's see the difference between indefinite and demonstrative pronouns. Indefinite pronouns, when we discuss about indefinite pronouns, definitely we are not sure. We are not sure about the person. That is what is the meaning of indefinite. Indefinite means not sure or vague. So indefinite pronouns are defined for person or thing not clear or in vague. We are not clear that what we are talking, which person we are talking about, how many people we are talking about. So when this situation is happening, we talk about indefinite pronouns. For example, I'll give you an example like all, no one, nobody, some, someone, somebody, all. Let me take example. All we have already taken, none, neither, either or either, whatever way you pronounce. Their pronunciations are different in British and American accents. So if we talk about American English, it's neither, and when we talk about American, it's neither. When we talk about American, it's either, and when we talk about American, it's either. Clear? So neither, either, all, few, many, etc. are denoted, even both, very important, both are denoted, etc. your indefinite pronouns. Why indefinite? Because you are not sure. Why? See, all are talking. All are talking. So all means you don't know what is the number of people who are talking. All are talking. You just taking hypothetical example. All are talking. So definitely you are not clear that how many are talking. So you are just giving example. Generally you are talking. All are talking. Clear? Next, no one, nobody means no one is talking. Again you are not sure. You are talking about. So basically indefinite. If I talk about indefinite, definitely deals with the things not clear to us. Means what is the situation not clear to us? How many are there not clear to us? Secondly, we have something called singular and plural. Understand which you will be using as singular, which you will be using as plural. Singular everything, but most probably for plural we have both, all, many, several, etc. This denotes your plural form. For example, both of them were talking. Both of them participated in elections. Mamata Banerjee and Narendra Modi both participated in West Bengal elections. Okay, so both. So that's why if you see Mamata Banerjee and Narendra Modi both participated in Bengal's election, West Bengal election. If I have to take something like both of them play cricket, I have not used that plays cricket, I have used both of them play cricket, because both plural form, with plural we always use verb first form, not s or es. We use the singular form of the verb with the plural subject. We use the singular form of the plural form of the verb with singular subject. That I am going to discuss definitely in chapter tenses with you. That what do you mean by singular form? What do you mean by plural form? Do understand? So again I am repeating, when your subject is plural, we use singular form of the verb. We use singular form of the verb. Means we will not use s or es. Are we clear? Next thing, most important difference that you might see in day-to-day life. Maybe you will have an ambiguity where to use someone and where to use somebody. Definitely you may face this challenge in day-to-day life, that where to use someone, where to use somebody, how they are used. See, someone, one, right? It means definitely I am talking about a specific person. Specific one person. When we talk about somebody, it means general I'm talking about. For example, someone in the party has stolen my wallet. Someone in the party, someone in the party has stolen my wallet. Somebody has stolen my wallet. Understand the difference? I think by the sentence itself only the things are clear to you. When we talk about someone and somebody, someone in the party, it means something is specific that the people, the persons who were there in the party, out of them only someone has stolen my wallet. Clear? That is why someone is used for specific one person. When we talk about somebody has stolen my wallet, that somebody can be anyone in general. We are not clear who has done it, where it has happened, but when it's a case of someone, definitely we are clear that someone in the party has done it. So we are clear here, but still who did it, we are not clear. But we are sure with one thing, that out of the party who are there in the class, who are there in the party, they only did it. That is why we are clear. But who did it specifically, we are not clear. That is why it is indefinite. Clear? So don't get confused, sir. You are saying specific one person, but indefinite you called vague, not clear. Again I am repeating. See, party, it is sure that someone from the party has stolen, but who is that someone, we are not sure. So that's why indefinite. Clear? Next, demonstrative. Demonstrative. What do you mean by demonstrative pronoun? Demonstrative pronoun means when we, you might have seen the word demonstration. When you give a detail, you give the layout that how this particular thing. Same thing with the demonstrative pronouns. When we talk about demonstrative pronouns, we give these specific things in the mentioned thing. So when we talk about specific thing or person, then we use demonstrative pronoun, because demonstrative pronoun. Examples, if you see examples, that, those, this, these. Again I am repeating the pronunciation, please. That, those, this, these. So what is the difference? This is singular, this is plural, this is singular, this is plural. Understand? Clear? Now understand the difference between them. What do you mean by that? I have two sentences to say. That house is mine, and that is my house. This house is mine. This is my house. Just read the sentences carefully. You will come to know what is the main difference between these sentences. Please read out there. Everyone just read out there. That what it means. Have a look. First of all, that is my house. That house is mine. Here this that stands for, since it is coming before a house, before a noun, it is called demonstrative adjective. No doubts. Similarly, this here is coming before a noun, house. Again, this is demonstrative adjective. Now understand. That is my house. I am talking about my house. So understand what it means here. That is my house. Clear? That and this only differ in terms of distance. That means at a distance, and this means nearest to you. For example, this is my house means This house is mine. This is my house. This is, but that house is mine. For that is my house. That is my house. Can you see far at the point? This is my house. This is my house. That is my house. So when we talk about that, that means at a distance. When we are having something at a distance, we use that. And when we are nearest to the thing, we'll be using this. This book is mine, or this is my book. This book is mine is here. This is demonstrative adjective. So do remember. But this book is mine, demonstrative adjective. This is my book. That is your what adjective? That is your demonstrative pronoun. Clear? So again I am repeating. That means at a distance you will use that for a distance, and this for nearest point to you. And do remember, if your this and that or those or these are coming before a noun, then definitely they are your demonstrative adjectives. Clear with this? Any doubt anyone is having with pronouns now? Clear? Anyone? Any doubt anyone is having with the indefinite and demonstrative? Personal pronoun when we talk about a person, thing. Possessive when we talk about possession, mine, yours, hers, theirs, ours, etc. Reflexive, in reflexive, your myself, himself, herself, yourself, themselves, itself appears as an object, but emphatic it appears as the next to the subject. For example, I myself did it, emphatic, I did it myself, that's your reflexive. Relative when we talk about the relation before a. For example, that, who, whom, which are the examples of relative pronoun. When we talk about interrogative, that are asked for asking questions like what, which, who, whom. We will not use how. See, why we will not use how? I forgot to tell you why we will not use how. How are you doing? Do you think that question has any relevance with the person? How are you doing means what are you doing? Means if I ask you what are you doing, that's a question. What are you doing? I'm asking specially which are used for a person. Basically pronouns asking a question to a person. How are you doing? आप कैसा कर रहे हो? Means how are you doing? You are doing good or that. That answer comes in the form of what? A question. That answer comes in the form of what? I'm good, I'm bad, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But what is your name? A specific person, a pronoun you will be getting. That is why how we are not using in this. How you are doing? I'm doing good, I'm doing well, yeah, I'm doing this. But if I ask you, what are you doing? Or that's a question, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm asking that what are you doing? You are doing something wrong. Maybe I'm pointing that as you pronoun. I'm pointing at you. That what are you doing here? Why are you doing that? I'm pointing at you specifically. I'm pointing at a pronoun. What are you doing? But here, how are you doing? I have nothing to do with you because whatever you are doing, I have no concern. But what are you doing here? Immediately that becomes a interrogative pronoun. Clear with this? Any doubt anyone is having why we don't use how? Because how has nothing to do with the interrogation here. Okay, nothing to do with the interrogation because you are asking about the well-being of a person for sure. Clear? So by this, your pronoun chapter from grammar is over. We'll be doing practice. You have to do the practice on this. I'll be sharing worksheets. Till then, you can do and like this. Okay? Till then, take care and have a wonderful day.